All right. Jake LaRavia. Now, you saw this.
Yeah.
You did a Q&A with HoopsHype. And look, just to be clear, Memphis kind of screwed it up for the Kings with Jake LaRavia because the Kings are very limited. Very limited.
Yeah, since they didn't extend him, they can't sign him for more than he was making. And I got to believe he's going to get offers north of that. I mean, just if I'm another team, I would even just offer like $1 million more.
Right.
Whatever number more.
$5 million and one.
Yeah. Just a little bit more because you're like, one, we value, we like you, but also like, hey, we don't want to go too crazy. And but what stood out to me about the interview, so there's a bunch of different questions to Jake LaRavia. And basically a couple things that he said. He is a huge fan of Doug Christie. And so much so that he even told the organization that, I mean, he's got to look. You've got to look elsewhere. But if they signed Doug as the head coach, he would have huge considerations for coming back. He feels like Doug and him, bonded, and they're very similar type players. And I see that. I mean, Doug Christie and Jake LaRavia have some similar traits to me as players.
I think it's interesting. And, sometimes we get lost. Like, like little kids and they don't care about the toy until you take it away. And then we want people to want to stay. And then when they leave, we tend to overvalue them. Like, oh, I can't believe we lost that guy. And and then whatever. Jake LaRavia is interesting. I don't know how good he is.
All right. Here's my example I want to give you to see if you fall in line with this.
Yeah.
I think Jake LaRavia is a Thunder player, if you know what I mean. When we did the examples before, you're like, you look at the roster, you're like, But if is he Lou Dort? I don't know. Pick your, he's not SGA.
No.
Obviously. But if you go, Cason Wallace, Aaron Wiggins, Lou Dort, Caruso, whatever version of a player in there, you're like, he's good. But you put him on that team, you're like, man, that's a dude. He makes winning plays. He's not the best player. That's not it. But I think if you have a bunch of guys like that, you got a good team. You obviously need a foundation piece or foundation pieces. And the Kings may not have that yet, or maybe they do. But I think if you have more Jake LaRavia type players, he's Keon, he's like they're not stars, but they make your team better. And he's a hustle guy.
Yeah.
He even said in his piece, he's like, this year I guarded 1 through 5. He goes, I guarded Curry, I guarded Jokic. Now, again, he didn't stop them.
Right.
He didn't shut them down.
Right.
But the point is he can guard them. And he makes plays. He's valuable. I mean, I think a lot of teams would want him. I guess Memphis even said in his interview, too, on that thing that he was talking about, Memphis kind of regretted that they didn't extend him and keep him for their little bit of a playoff run.
I think it's interesting that you bring up the players you brought up. And I was thinking like a diet, discount diet, great value, relax everybody. I'm not saying he's him, but like an Austin Reeves type as well to go with your comparisons of Dort and
just whatever, like a player on a good team where you go, man,
you've got
they look better on that team.
Right. You've got your in the engine of it is a basketball team. You have your oil, your lube, and you have your gears.
Yeah.
And the oil and all that makes everything go around. That's what but you got to have gears. You got to have the little. Jake LaRavia is a gear. Lou Dort is a gear. And I'm saying Lou Dort. I really need to put more respect on this guy's name being all defensive.
Right. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah.
These are. Here's the best way I could put it. We've heard this before. You've heard this saying before, where it's like, man, we need more dudes. We need more dudes on this team. Well, what is the definition of that? We can talk about that all day. But everyone kind of understands you say, we need some dudes on this team. He's a dude.
Yeah. I'm just trying to go around the league. Like, I don't know, Gary Payton II on a team on his own, like on a 20-win team. You're like, But on a team that's competing, you're like, man, that guy just makes plays for us. You need him. Whatever. I'm stretching here, thinking of different people. But when he is added to your squad, I see you pulled up Cleveland, like Ty Jerome.
Looking at
like
that.
Something like that, where you just go, I'm
going to look at all the best teams in the NBA and go, okay, you know what? Sam Hauser is a dude. Okay, these guys are not going to make the All-Star team. And by the way, I don't want to limit Jake LaRavia.
I'm looking. I see Drew Holiday there as well. Maybe he's had a really good career. I'm going too far here, but like Drew Holiday was going to be on Portland this year. He would have helped them, but that team wasn't going anywhere.
That's right.
Put him with Boston or this was last year, put him with Boston. You're like, wow, that's a difference maker. Marcus Smart. I mean,
Marcus Smart is a dude.
People like that where you just go, I want that guy on my team. And I think Jake LaRavia, to some level, is that kind of player where, hey, in a pinch, he can start. He should be playing always off the bench. He's in your everyday lineup. He's got to play 4 today. He's going to play 2 today. He's going to guard 3s today.
Yes.
Versatile Swiss Army that you can count on. That's hustle and makes winning plays.
I think honestly, the last 5 minutes of discussion has been really good about him, but I think I'd be making a mistake if I just didn't go back to the first thing you said. He's a Thunder player. He is.
Or when the Spurs were thriving, like, where do they get these guys?
Exactly.
He's that guy.
That's exactly right.
Right.
You could also say, I think he'd fit in very well with Eric Spoelstra in the Heat.
Of course.
You talk about Heat culture.
Yeah, I think he'd fit anywhere. I think he fits here if the Kings can utilize him right.
I think if the Kings could get a culture around Jake LaRavia that, Jake's a Kings player, they're doing really well.
Right.
And I think that's an important line of demarcation between them. He ain't averaging 30 points a game, pulling down 50. He's not that guy. We're not this. He's the guy that Jake LaRavia. I'll finish it this way because I always got to go back to food. Jake LaRavia is like the sprinkle of cinnamon or cumin in a salad, and you take a bite, depending on the type of salad and the spice. You take a bite and you're chewing. It's a really good salad. What is it about this? There's something about this salad that's really good, and I can't put my finger on it. I know it's not the beautifully cooked chicken. I know it's not the arugula. I know what all that is. That's a great avocado, maybe some hard boiling, whatever. You know what all these ingredients, but there's something else there that I can't put my finger on that's really pushing the salad over the top.
Yeah.
Jake LaRavia is the cinnamon. He's that guy.
Exactly.
When we come back, I say we, it's he and Anthony, because I am off to. Apparently,